At some point, I stopped making music and started trying to get it right. And I didn't notice it when it was happening because from the outside, it looked like progress. More discipline, more refinement, more excellence. But something quieter was slipping away. I remember being at a crossroads, a literal two paths converged moment. I was being considered for the role of Maureen in Rent, and I was also selected as the classical alto soloist in a requiem. I went to the practice room more in that month than I had in years to sing Take Me or Leave Me. I fully saw myself in that role. I played and experimented with vocal colors to choose from. I loved the way my voice sounded when I embodied that character. The music was a way to channel a piece of me, and I was all in. And then I told my voice teacher at the time about it, and she, in no uncertain terms, told me no. She said going down this path would steer me away from the successes that I sought. She said that it would delay my progress in my classical training, and it would confuse future auditioning panels and not communicate the right message about my voice. The list went on and on for why I shouldn't do it. She never once asked me if I wanted to do it, and she never heard me sing the song, Take Me or Leave Me. She just said no. I lost sleep that week trying to decide what to do, reject the advice of my teacher and mentor, or choose where my heart called me to go. I chose what my teacher wanted for me. And that was the beginning of the end of play and music for me. The first time I ignored my gut, my desires, led to a second, and a third, and 1,000 times, until I'd built a career and even a voice that didn't feel like mine. I lost play somewhere along the way and started just trying to get it right. Music stopped being a vehicle for self-expression, for self-exploration, and became someone I performed. So often, mastery looks like this. We're guided and mentored to change or correct our path towards someone else's vision for us, towards the path. And slowly, almost invisibly, we trade curiosity for correctness. And the most dangerous part is it feels like growth while it's happening. We stop asking what feels true and start asking what will be approved. And here's the part that's hard to name when you're in it. Mastery in its distorted form doesn't feel like expansion. It feels like contraction, like monitoring yourself, evaluating yourself. And when mastery stops looking like wonder, curiosity, what lights up your nervous system in the best way, and starts looking more like calculating, strategizing, and overriding who you are, that is where mastery costs too much. And we see this pattern not just in music, but everywhere, even at the highest levels. Take Alysa Liu. She was a prodigy, a champion, one of the youngest elite figure skaters in the world. From the outside, she had everything: talent, recognition, success. And then she walked away at the height of her career. And what she shared was so simple and so profound. She wasn't enjoying it anymore. The pressure, the expectations, the structure of the sport had taken something from her. So she chose to step away. Not because she couldn't do it, but because she wanted to feel like herself again. And then something really interesting happened. She returned to skating later, and she chose to do it differently. More relaxed, more expressive, more herself. And then she won the gold medal at the Olympics. She found success again, but this time it wasn't coming at the cost of her joy. I saw so much of myself in her story. And I think that's the question this leaves us with. Because mastery itself isn't the problem. Devotion isn't the problem. Growth isn't the problem. When the path to getting better requires you to override your instincts, silence your curiosity, and disconnect from what feels alive, that's not mastery, that's performance. Real mastery, the kind that sustains you, has to include play. It has to include self-trust. It has to include your voice. And maybe that looks like experimenting again. Maybe it looks like doing something off the path. Maybe it looks like choosing what lights you up, even if it doesn't make sense on paper. Because the moment you stop playing, you might still be improving, but you're no longer relating to what you love. So, when was the last time you felt playful in something you love? Not productive, not impressive, playful. And what was different about how you were showing up in that moment? Because what if play isn't something you earn after you get better, but something you have to protect while you're getting there? Comment below. I'd be honored to hear your story. And with that, we've come to the end of today's episode on the Contentment Creator channel, where we looked at what it's really like to quit on our dreams or examine what it would take to stay with it. Whether you caught the whole episode or one of our segments, either way, thank you for making it all the way to the end, and I hope you are subscribed so you don't miss another episode. Join me in my mission to turn a world full of content creators into a world of contentment creators. Bye, y'all.